I'd like to just talk about the three component letters of the Shefa. Devorah has already talked about the Fa, that pay in the middle, which is the point that becomes the plenty, the plenitude. And, well, the first one, the Shin, it looks like a three-tongued flame. And it actually represents fire, that letter. It's the 21st letter connected to initiation. And it's the sacred, it's the divine flame, the divine spark, which impulses all of life, which causes all form to take its particular shape. It's that spark, that divine spark, which contains the divine plan. So it also represents God, that letter. We have it, the Jews put it on the mezuzot, which on their doorposts. And they also put the Shin on the Jewish men. They wear the phylacteries, the tefillin, on their forehead and on their arm. That's also a Shin on those boxes. That Shin is El Shaddai. It represents the all-powerful, the God, and that initiating spark, 21st letter. So there's nothing more powerful than that. And then you have the Fei, the plenty, the plenitude. Also in Hebrew, it represents that spreading out. And in Egypt, in ancient Egypt, the name of the Father God, the God of all wisdom and knowledge, the Creator God, was Ptah. Again, that T. And here, the final letter.
And you have in Hebrew, you have the Kru Urvu. Yeah, like this is how you become plenty. This is the Pri. Yeah, this is the one,
the fruit.
The fruit. In English, it's the same.
Or the word fertile. But in English, we use the F, not the P. But in Hebrew, it's also it represents an F and a P.
Yeah, it's the same.
It's the same. And here, the very last letter is an ayin, which also means I in Hebrew.
It means I. So it means that all this potential becomes apparent. This is about creation.
And also all of our world begins with our own visualization. And the Keys of Enoch talks about how everything comes through some etheric eye, some eye of God. And even in the human world, we have to visualize it before we could create it. The eye, Jesus, his most powerful way of healing was with his eyes. The eyes are...
It said the eyes are the windows of the soul.
Indeed.
Right? Yes.
So it means eye. And if you look at this letter, it looks like a grail, actually, like the Holy Grail, which is the symbol of, if you look at it, there's that V at the top.
This one?
Yeah, the V at the top. And it's like a grail. In some Hebrew ways of writing it, it looks very, very much like a grail. So the symbol of plenitude, the symbol of overflowing, my cup overflowing. So
also,
all of these letters.
Another meaning of the ayin in Hebrew is a spring, like a fountain.
Indeed.
Yeah. So
abundance. What could be a better symbol of
abundance? Yes, it's the flow. It's like the eternal flow that just flow from the center, and it just goes on and on and on and on.
So all these letters, they are actually, the Keys of Enoch says, they are eternal ideas of God. And when you look at any of these Hebrew letters, you are programmed, whether you speak Hebrew or you don't. And the same goes for the word, whether you know the meaning of the word or you even understand it's a word or not, just by looking at it, because it's made up of these eternal divine ideas, you are coded just by the looking at it, or by the sounding of it, which we will do in a little while. So it's a sacred, sacred code, very, very important. And I'd just like to to ask Devorah to explain about the Sufi dance and how
yeah.
it's connected to the Shefa.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we can hear that the Shefa and Sufi, you know, it sounds similar.
Very.
And we know how they dance, the whirling dervishes.
Well, we don't all know that. Maybe you
Okay. So also they have, and I remember I one time opened a book about the whirling dervishes, and there was a picture of just like I do when I share about the Shefa, and there was a Sufi dancer with one hand raised to the sky.
His left hand, is that right?
I am not sure.
I'm
maybe.
quite sure. I saw performance.
I'm not sure,
Okay, but
and
anyway.
I will not, because personally, when I get tired like this, I totally allow myself to stand like
Okay.
this.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm for the new way. You know, you can do it this way or that way. And but when we have one hand raised to the sky and one hand to the ground, and then we begin to turn. First of all, you can see that 3D objects that would be created from this movement would be the grail. It's the same grail that our dear brothers and Christians have been looking all over the world. How? It's here. It's in me. It's everyone.
The Grail also.
We are it.
The Grail esoterically has also been understood as the female, the woman. And since we all have women inside of us, we all have our female aspect, then it's in all of us, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And then the Sufis themselves, they say that with their hand raised to the sky, they are attracting the energies of heaven. Then they create the container, which is me, and then with the other hand, they spread all this energy to the earth. And this is what they say they do, and I would say that they're Shefa emissaries.
And they're working with the Shefa mantra, not with their voice.
Mm-hmm.
They're becoming the Shefa mantra in movement.
In movement.
And
yes. Because
quite amazing.
This is the nature of sacred language, that it manifests in all ways. You know, it's not only in talk, it's not only in sight, it's also in movement, it's in dance. People draw it, people pray it, and you are welcome to do whatever you want with it, or allow it to move you, to like teach you how Shefa comes through you, what is your own personal way of emanating Shefa.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's-
So I can tell you that now this I received in 2001, and I remember I was a little bit skeptical, and I asked my guides, you know, I said, I really asked for a tool to help me to save the world, because my world is exploding in this blood and all this, and you give me a one symbol, one word, 3 letters. Isn't it a little bit small? And I heard this whisper in my ear, and I said, it's enough. And now that it's 9 years, or almost 10 years later, that I'm working with the symbol, as you see, there are the pendants that everybody is welcome to get them and to put them on their heart. It's a great, great teacher on how to connect. And after 10 years of working and being like an emissary of Shefa, of abundance, and seeing also how it spreads in the world around us, and seeing how, you know, it shows up in Australia, in Alaska, in South America.
Of course it would, because
All over the world.
any symbol, any truly divine symbology will appear in all different cultures.
Yes, but also this one, you know, that it's, another time, I had like a question also, what can a one person do to influence this world? You know, there's 7 billion people, I'm only one. What can I do? And I can say that this symbol, it started from me. So wherever it shows up like this, I know it started from me. So it's like my emanation is colored by the color of abundance. And I can tell you people, one person energy goes far and wide and actually covers the world. This symbol, I see it and I have received emails. You know, I just walked into a store and I saw this Shefa symbol in Alaska, or in Canada, or in Australia, or in Tierra del Fuego, you know. So it's really spreading like this. So I strongly recommend for anyone just to sit with the symbol. You can look at it, you can draw it like I've shown you. If you want, you can contact through the email. I'll give you more information. You can
give them your email.
I'm Deborah.mclean@gmail.com.